just mic'd up with Mikey Mahtook. Got the boys in. I got Wacky Boys.
He tried to jump up, and he might have knocked it in.
Good timing. Let's go. What a start to the Monday. I mean, I'm from Lafayette. My boys would come in and say,
oh, God. So me and Joe on the ground. I got Joe in the headlock. And he's sitting there. He's punching me in the stomach. Like, punching me.
Here, is everyone sitting around? Who here thinks Chico can practice today after having 5 full beers? And he goes, Chad Jones, right? Chad doing 6 minutes. For 7 minutes, right? Chad's like, no, man, I don't think I'm going to practice today. And I was like, I look back, I'm like, Jesus Christ. I saw you there. You were more fucked up than me.
On the spirit plane had some issues, I think. She was sleep farting.
you heard her or you just thought it was her?
I sat right next to her. I smelled it.
Whoa. What was that?
Good show.
Now, when you do go to spring training, are you going to bring your chinchilla and your turtle? My dad tell you about it?
The SEC is, God, they hate fat people. I mean, I get crushed for that. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man.
Hey, just the South, bro. You got a bunch of food down here. Like, they should
Players. Look at Lloyd.
You know what, Lloyd?
You're looking for a recruiting coordinator, coach. I'm here.
He's like, I'll piss my pants right now.
No way.
We're wearing gray pants, long gray pants.
Hello. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. Today is Wednesday, June 11th. Enjoy our pretty faces today. You're not going to see us for a little bit. Lloyd is embarking on his journey for the second time in 3 years. Lloyd gets to attend the College World Series in Omaha, Nebraska. He is
Respected member of the media.
He is leaving tomorrow. Is my microphone on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might have been a little low.
Yeah, there you go. I couldn't hear it in my ears. I was making sure. He is embarking on the journey to Omaha. He's leaving tomorrow and will not be back until Tuesday.
That's right.
So this will be our last show until next Wednesday, for a week from today. We'll have a lot to recap, obviously, by then. We'll be on Twitter. We'll be active. I think we're going to have 2 of the team members there. You'll be there, and I think Jack's going to be there.
Yes.
Me and Jared will not be there. But y'all will be there opening weekend. If LSU makes it to the finals, I'm hoping that we can make it to Omaha for the championship weekend. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Exactly.
They've got a big game on Saturday against Arkansas, arguably the 2 best teams in the College World Series. A rematch of a series that they played earlier this year in Baton Rouge. Obviously, LSU won that series. We're going to preview that. We're going to preview the World Series as a whole. Talk about who we like to try to get into the finals. Who's going to present issues for other teams. And just generally talk about the beautiful sport of baseball. the coaching carousel in college baseball is continuing to ramp up. Duke's head coach is taking the Virginia job, right? Is the Virginia job he took? And so now they have a vacancy. It looks like Josh Jordan, LSU's recruiting coordinator, third base coach, who was at Duke for 10 years, was part of orchestrating and part of constructing Duke's kind of rise into college baseball of being a ACC power, I guess you could call them. I don't know if you're power, but a very, very good team in the ACC. They're obviously now in Omaha, so he seems like the leading candidate. Obviously, they will do their due diligence. There's not much they already know about him. They already know what he offers. He's obviously done extremely well here in Baton Rouge, so it would be a big loss for LSU. Obviously, great for him. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Grant Taylor made his debut in the big leagues. We talked about that as a curtain call. Got out of the inning with 9 pitches, 3 outs, all 3 ground outs. Topped at 101.5 miles an hour. Pretty impressive. It is Wednesday, so it's Ask Mikey and Mitch Wednesday. Throw your questions in the chat. We have some. We had a lot, actually, on social media, so we're going to spend a lot of time doing that after we get through the previews of the game. Football. Starting to happen a little bit. Little conversations. Obviously, you got a lot of drama in the NFL and training camp with some of that stuff. But college football, the conversation's starting to ramp up. Obviously, the judge ruled that revenue sharing is a thing. So that goes into effect, I think, July 1. Usually about August is when it really, really starts to ramp up. They announce scheduling. You already knew what the schedule was, but they announced times. LSU has a pretty favorable schedule as far as time frame goes. I think only 2 early games, Vanderbilt, Arkansas. That means 11 or noon. And then they have 2 games or 3 flex games where it could be in the afternoon or they can flex it later. So pretty favorable, I would think. Obviously, we're not going to get too much into that, but it's just, hey, keep it in your radar. Keep it in the radar. We've got 2 more weeks of college baseball. And then we got about a month and a half, probably 2 months, about 2 months of filler.
That'd be talking season.
Some filler. All right, we got to figure out if y'all have any ideas of what you want to hear from us or for us to do in these 2 months. You know what I really would like to do? I would like to talk to Jay, get on the field, and have a home run derby. But and this is not me insulting you.
Oh, I would have to hit from second.
You hit from second, hit from home plate. And obviously Jay would love for Jay to come in and we can do it. But, they have some camps and stuff. We'll see what happens. If they win the World Series, I'm sure he'd be okay with that happening.
Yeah.
Or we go into the cages and do the hit tracks thing. And
track man, get some velo.
Yeah.
Like that. What's the
JUCO
guy? The JUCO guy.
I hate that guy.
Me too.
The king of JUCO. Or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes elite content.
No, not elite content.
Yeah, well, I'm just talking about numbers wise.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of, we have a Mik'd media account that has nothing to do with us, but somebody much like the name. 925 subscribers.
Where?
It's not for us. Somebody else just took the name. And just put media on the end of it.
That's not cool.
No, that's what I was.
Spelled it the same way?
Uh-huh.
Ha. Don't love that.
That's what I felt like. You saw me looking at something. That's what I was over here. I was like, what the fuck is this?
I don't love that, actually. That's not cool.
But
Can we sue them?
They're doing different content.
What are they doing?
Basketball stuff.
Can we sue them?
Yeah, probably.
Is the host named Mike?
I think they're just doing content. He's doing shorts.
I know, but is there a...
No, it's not a show. It's just media stuff. So they're just engagement farming and taking you the name. And they subscribed.
To us?
Yeah. So
okay.
It's not an accident. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Jay, how we doing, dude?
Oh, we living, man. I'm just kicking it, man. Back to life, baby.
Hey, you're rested. Sound rested. Yeah. You look rested.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. I'm happy that you're rested. You get to be in Tejas for a minute.
Yeah. I legitimately did that show that day on 0 rest.
Yeah, look.
Not kidding.
Hey.
Didn't sleep that night.
You got to be ready to go when the number's called, and you're always ready. I appreciate that. Lloyd's mostly always ready.
Always, sometimes, never.
Yeah, mostly.
I did the inevitable thing.
Lloyd's either in or he's out.
Hey, I will say this. When Lloyd's motivated, Lloyd is absolutely as reliable as they come. I'm getting in my car today.
So you're telling me he has crackhead work ethic?
Yeah,
That's what you're telling me.
crackhead mentality.
A touch. I got in my truck a touch later than I normally do, and I was about to call him. My phone rings. Lloyd calling me.
Maybe the first time in 4 years.
What's going on, bro? I was like, dude, I was just about to call you. I'm heading to the studio. What you got? I'm already at the studio working on the Starlink stuff. I'm like, really? Come to find out, him and Noah are here. He wants to make sure the Starlink works because he's taking it on the road trip tomorrow. So
is that selfish? It's a good teammate.
Yeah. So just know when he's capable. He's capable whenever he's motivated.
Just whenever he's motivated. He's capable whenever motivated.
Just know that. Yeah.
It's the worst whenever sometimes I do something good and they're like, "Oh, you do have potential."
Oh, you have it. It's like that is the definition. Like you have the potential. Yeah. But like if I do it too much, you expect too much out of me.
Yeah. I got to keep the grades low.
Oh, so you can make those animation and graphics. Okay, got it. All right, let's keep pushing on. Keep pushing on.
Exactly.
It's unbelievable. I think I know how to do that.
You do. You just don't want.
Oh no, he definitely knows how to do it. He definitely knows how to do it.
He knows it.
Yeah,
he knows.
No doubt.
Lloyd likes to play dumb. We caught on to you a long time ago, bro.
I know, but y'all still treat me the same, which I love. Like actually, he'll still fuck it up, but if he doesn't, that's great.
So let me ask you this. This is a side note. So I asked about John Peterson. John Peterson from LSU. If everyone doesn't know who he is, played on the tour for a while. Retired from golf, messed up his wrist. Retired from golf, real world, lives in Dallas. Finally got his amateur status back, and he qualified for the Open as an alternate. And he just tweeted, "Now we wait out all 156 players tomorrow." What does that mean?
He's waiting to be called in as the alternate.
Like tomorrow before round starts.
Yeah.
Like today's Wednesday, so it starts tomorrow. So he's got to wait them out
to see if anybody drops out.
Yeah, Oakmont is a monster. Miles Russell's really good, is what he said. But
yeah, so he's just waiting. So any of those 156, if they drop out,
so he's the next one in line.
Yes.
Oh.
So it's just like now.
Wow.
Now it's just time to wait.
Wow. What do you do when you wait there?
I mean, he's like, range is awesome. I saw him tweet about the range, and he's like, played a practice round. Like, that's in itself is a great experience.
The rough is so bad they had to mow it more.
It's gonna be a bear.
Oh, it's good. They're gonna finish over par.
They said if it doesn't rain, they'll finish over par. It rained the last time they had it at Oakmont, and I think DJ finished either 2 under or 4 under. He's the only person under par.
Yeah, crazy. All right,
let's for JP. Would love to see it.
That'd be awesome. I'd love to see it.
If he doesn't
go,
we'll probably go straight to Omaha.
Yeah, he'd probably just go straight there. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk baseball. Speaking of Omaha, World Series obviously matchups are set. LSU has the night game on Saturday against Arkansas. They have LSU, Arkansas, UCLA, and is it Murray State on their side of the bracket? So those are the 4 teams. Obviously, the LSU game is the one that we want to all talk about right now. What do we got? How do we feel about LSU going into Arkansas? And, Jay, there's been a lot of conversation out there about needing to reseed. I don't believe that they need to reseed. They've never reseeded before. If Arkansas was on the other side of the bracket, we're probably not yelling, oh, we need to reseed. You were going to have to beat the best team anyway to win it. If the best team happens to be the first round game, so be it. What's your feeling on that one? And then 2, let's talk. What do you feel about that matchup this Saturday? We've kind of already seen it, but
the reseeding thing is very whatever to me. I don't really subscribe to that idea. I did obviously give you my idea or my thoughts on the actual seeding of the tournament period and how it's played. I do think home teams and super regionals need to be the team with a higher seed, all 3 games.
Yep.
Or else, why play the regular season? We could just figure out who we want to put in those spots and put them in those spots and quote unquote give everybody an equal opportunity. I don't really agree with that. Same thing when it comes to the regional, right? If I am the host site, if I am the regional site, and or if I'm the higher seed in this particular site,
right,
I should be the home game in every game. It's
right.
just how it should be. At the end of the day, I think everybody would be fine with that. You wouldn't see any coaches and or players bat an eye if you told me I needed to play a little bit better to actually get to this spot and actually have the advantage of being the home team. I don't really get that part of it because everybody got to the tournament off of what you did off of your resume. So with that being the case, nowhere on this resume does it say, or in the rules, or in the schedule does it say, hey, this thing has to be fair when we get to the other side, if that's what you want to call it, fair, right? So I don't really agree with the reseeding part of it, but I do think they need to take a very strong look on how it goes in terms of who's the home team, who's the away team. And I'm saying this knowing full well, we just had a conversation with Jay. He just said he's been on the away side of situations where it has helped him. Right?
Right.
I don't care about that. It's just not about an LSU thing. It's not about anything. It's literally if you play a season out, if LSU goes to Chapel Hill like they did last year, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, the Tar Heels, they need to be the home team every game that they play in. You come to Baton Rouge, they need to be the home team in every game they play in. Right. You get to somebody super regional, best 2 out of 3, guess what? I played well enough in the beginning of my season and throughout the rest of my season to make sure that this is at home, but then we also need to be the home team. Just really that simple.
Correct.
So, like, the reseeding, no, but I do think they need to think about how they actually allow these teams to play these sites. Because if not, what the hell are we doing it on teams' campuses for? Might as well just go to a neutral site.
Agreed.
Whether you want to go into different states like that, but you might as well go to a neutral site.
I agree with you completely. I think, like I said, if you're the higher seed, you should get all the advantage. You get the home field advantage for a reason. You should have that without a doubt. I completely agree with that. As far as the games this weekend, or seeding wise, I just gave you my thoughts on that. But as far as the game goes, I think this is going to be an extremely well played game. I think it's going to be, obviously, out of all of the first round games, this one's probably going to be the most watched. It's going to be the most. It's a night game. It's prime time. It's probably the 2 best teams in the conference. I mean, in the tournament. And it's going to be a rematch of what happened in the regular season. Obviously, first game in Baton Rouge. This is LSU playing at home. Cade Anderson goes, I think, 6 innings and gives up 3 runs, and Zach Root goes. Did Zach go 6 or 7? 6. I think he went 6 innings at 91 pitches. Maybe K went 5 2/3 and gave up 3 runs. I think that's what happened. And then LSU obviously made that comeback at the back end of in the 9th inning and had the walk-off sac fly. So it's going to be a high-level matchup with both pitchers. I believe that, I'm not saying that one pitcher has the advantage over the other, right? I think both are elite. I like Cade Anderson. If the times that Cade has given up runs this year, it has been because of the homer. Them playing in Omaha and Charles Schwab Field. Is it Charles Schwab Field?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It used to be called, what was the field?
Rosenblatt.
No, after Rosenblatt.
TD Ameritrade?
TD Ameritrade. That's what it was. Charles Schwab Field is very big. Ball does not travel there. So those runs that are coming via the homer are going to be a little bit harder to come by. So that means I like Cade even more. I think it's going to be a pitcher's duel. I think it's going to be, at most like a 5-4 game.
I got a question, just really quick too. I honestly do think it's going to be Zach Root, but Gage Wood threw, I think, 48 pitches, and then they pulled him out of the game. Now, they had a big lead, so it could have been because I don't know, maybe they wanted to possibly throw him the next day if shit hit the fan. Do y'all think there's any possibility that LSU could see Gage Wood in game 1?
Is there a possibility? Maybe. I don't think that he's going to throw game 1. I think that they're going to go out there and they're going to do everything they can to win game 1. I know Gage Wood's really good. Like, I'm not saying he's not good, but I think they're going to throw Zach Root and let him go out there and do his thing.
And sidebar too, Gage Wood, I believe he doesn't have enough innings to qualify, but if he did at what he's doing, I think he's leading the league in strikeouts per 9. So that's another thought process for people to understand, like, what actually is sitting right behind him.
No doubt. So he's got 28 innings pitched and 50 strikeouts.
It's a lot, bro.
That's a lot. That is a lot.
And he's done it too, for the most part, I believe. I'd have to go back and look at each of the outings, but for the most part, it's with him coming back from injury and then still starting. So it wasn't even like, oh, this was him out of the bullpen at first and he's done this over. Like, no, he was hurt, finally came back, got healthy, and they got him back in the rotation. He's been pretty much a starter the whole time. So those numbers are with him going to and possibly sometimes getting to that third time through the lineup.
Yeah. He has 9 starts, 28 innings pitched. I don't think they start him.
How many appearances does he have?
9 appearances, 9 starts.
Yep. See, so they're all been starts. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But no, I think Zach Root throws. I don't think Gage Wood throws first game. Not that he's not capable, but I just think that they're going to bring out their ace.
Why do you think they pulled him? Why do you think they pulled him in that game?
I don't know.
Maybe to get him ready for this game.
I mean, I guess that could be a reason, but I don't know. I think they're going to go with Root against. I think they're going to go Root their ace game 1. I don't. I mean, they may not, but that's what I think. What do you think?
I think they're going with their ace. I also think they like the lefty matchup with the lineup. I think they feel better. I think it sits up. I think it sits well for them in terms of how they want to line up their stuff with them throwing the lefty against LSU. That was a curious moment of mine where I'm like, because he's extended past like that 40 pitch mark already. So like, or 50 pitch mark already. So like, why are they taking him out right here? And they did. So I just don't know. I thought it was a little strange, if you will.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I believe Root's gonna be the guy. That's what I think.
I mean, the most pitches he's thrown all year is against Creighton, and the game before with 89. So he doesn't really tick up the pitch count too much.
Who?
Gage Wood.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
He had 2 walks against Tennessee, and so maybe if that was a part of the we got to get him out now, as opposed to keep kind of like playing with fire.
Yeah. Do you let me ask you this, Jay. Offensively, obviously, Arkansas, really good, right? They got a bunch of guys in their lineup that can bang. LSU's been playing better in the postseason offensively. They feel like they've kind of got their guys rolling. Stadium, field. Who do you believe, if any team, out of the two, who do you believe this stadium benefits more?
Out of LSU and Arkansas?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Who does it benefit more?
If any. You may not think it benefits any of them.
I think so. When I look at like that Arkansas lineup, if you're looking at what the stadium benefits more, I think it benefits them more because they're more able to play what's like truly normal to what their game is. Where I think there's maybe a good chance that LSU may have to get a little more creative. Now, I do think that they have the more possibility and the higher chance for a success rate to do it, meaning LSU over Arkansas in that situation. But I do think the field itself plays better for a team that has not just like power, like they actually have big power. Like they have guys that are like legit driving the ball into the gaps, over the fence, on the concourse, just clearing the stadium, doing things like that. And I think that helps you a little bit when you come to this ballpark.
Yeah, I think that you're going to find out how the ball is carrying because, I mean, we've seen it in the past. If the ball is not carrying, outfielders obviously play a little bit closer, right? And, obviously a team like this that has a bunch of juice gets the balls over their head. But if a team is playing further back, like let's say, they like the outfielders are just playing deeper. I guess my point in saying this is a bigger outfield, more room for singles to fall in, more opportunity for base hits to be had. If the field's playing true to size and Arkansas is able to drive the balls out of the ballpark, obviously that is an added benefit to them. We haven't seen, it's not been a ballpark historically that there's been a whole bunch of homers. And you see more recently, but still it's not like you're playing like Tennessee or Georgia, obviously. So, I guess offensively, obviously, Arkansas is probably the best, if not the best offense, one of the best offenses in the country. I think the way LSU's playing, I think it's going to be more of, one team's going to have the doubles and the homers, and then one team's going to have maybe, let's say they both got 10 hits, LSU may have more singles, get guys on, you're gonna, like you said, gotta get more creative. So
I wish we could pull up the numbers, like team numbers of throughout the league of where LSU was once. We could even go back to as far as saying, like, once Ethan Fry started playing daily, I would love to see what those numbers are for the team.
Yeah, I don't know that answer. I mean, Arkansas's got 8 guys that have double-digit homers. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I pulled this up a couple of days
7.
ago. I don't even.
And their 8th guy has 9.
Let me see if I still have it. I kind of put this stat together the other day, which I thought was very interesting because it just reminds me of things like we've seen before, and it's just something that's to keep in mind. So look, we'll go back to 2024 national champions. I'm sorry, 2023 national champions was LSU, right? On that team, LSU had 4 guys with 50-plus RBIs and 8 guys with 10-plus homers. Last year, Tennessee had 6 guys with 50-plus RBIs and 7 guys with 10-plus homers. This year, Arkansas has 5 with 50, and at the time to start, this was literally even before regional started. So I put these numbers together before regional started. Arkansas had 5 guys with 50-plus and 7 guys with 10-plus homers. So, like, this is the reason why I'm saying it is because it's not just homers that they hit. They obviously have a very productive lineup because they have 5+ guys, which is more than that LSU team in 23 and 1 less than that Tennessee team last year. And this was before the playoffs even started.
Correct. No,
so, like, this is a. I know people are going to look at it like I would imagine a lot of LSU fans who are either saw it from a lens or don't really remember what happened or just kind of recently looked at like the box scores and or maybe just the schedule. Like, this is a very productive Arkansas lineup, and you're getting a chance to play them, and it's not going to be in the box. So understand that that's what's going there, and it's going to be. This is like 2 Titans just meeting head on in Omaha in this.
Well, they do it, and they do it a different way, right? Like, you know, LSU, you know, when it's all said and done, right? You said this before the postseason. When it's all said and done, LSU is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys with 50-plus RBIs. They just don't have the homers, right? Like, they do it different ways. That's my point. Like, they have guys, they're driving guys in, but they're driving guys in a different way than Arkansas does. As far as the long ball goes. So it's going to be fun. Obviously, it's going to be, having Kate Anderson on the mound, obviously kind of negates some of that, right? But it's going to be interesting to see how the ball is traveling out there in Omaha. If the wind's blowing in, I like LSU more than I like Arkansas, I believe. If the wind's blowing out, then it's, oh boy, keep the ball down type thing.
Well, I'll give you LSU in this game, and I really believe it because I like Cade Anderson and or Anthony, but I know it's going to be Cade more than I like Zach Root.
Yeah, me too.
So, like, I think that plays big for him too.
Me too. I think, look, Zach Root is really good. I think LSU has to offensively against Root the last time, like Root's breaking ball stuff, like in and out of the zone is really good, right? He can get up to 98. You saw that against Tennessee. I think that, what makes him really good is getting you on your heels and then breaking off that nasty breaking ball and it's starting in the zone and coming out the zone and guys swinging on top of it. That's what he's been getting a lot this year. If LSU can stay off that and keep him in the zone and not chase the breaking stuff out the zone, I think they're going to be able to get him out of the game early on because they're going to make his pitch count go up.
Yeah.
It's just – he's nasty. I'm not saying it. It's easier said than done, right? That's the easy way to say, oh, how are you going to win the game? What do you need to do? Oh, you need to get the starter out early. Like, that is obviously the key to it. But, if they can lay off of that breaking ball, I believe that they're going to be able to keep his pitch count, get his pitch count up, and then vice versa. Cade Anderson doesn't necessarily he gets a lot of swings and misses out the zone, but he also gets a ton of swings and misses in the zone. I think that's what a lot of people are like whenever you look at these mock drafts and they have him at number 1 or 2 or 3, whatever that may be, his talent's there and his production has been there, and he's 4 pitches for strikes, all that stuff. But I think what people are forgetting, not the analysts or scouts, but people that are watching is, he's got all that stuff, and he throws a ton of strikes, but he also gets swings and misses in the strike zone, which shows you how nasty his stuff is.
Yeah, dude, I 100% agree. And I've been saying this for a long time. I actually had a chance to talk to him when they went to Austin and played that series. And I just kind of told him, like, when I got a chance to talk to him, I'm like, hey, dude, I don't really know all of what you have changed or want to change or anything. But what I can tell you is when I watch you pitch right now, the conviction you throw the fastball with and the willingness to, like, challenge the zone with it, that shit's impressive. And hitters, they don't really love that. And I promise you, it makes them uncomfortable. And if you continue doing that, like, you're going to dominate. And he's done every bit of that so far. So it's been impressive to see what he's doing.
No, for sure. Lloyd, what's your opinion on all this over there?
I was just listening to 2 of the brightest minds in baseball talk go back and forth. So I didn't want to interject because I do have the Ask Mikey and Mitch, so you get a lot of me there. So I wanted to get your opinion out.
Okay.
Because it's the last show before Omaha.
Before we get to the Ask Mikey and Mitch, I mean, there's really not much to preview as opposed to, because we've seen this team already. Like, we've talked about this team. Everybody knows what it is. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a pitcher's duel. Someone's going to have to come up with a big hit.
We said that last weekend also.
Yeah, but this is
a little different.
This is a little different. Yeah. I guess outside of them two, right? Do you believe one of these 2 teams are going to be in the finals?
Me?
Yeah.
Or Lloyd?
Both of y'all.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. So the other side.
They got to play each other right now, but yeah, I do.
Absolutely. I think one of these 2 teams are going to be in the World Series finals. The other side, who do you think they match up with?
I think after watching them play, like, it was the one team that I didn't watch much of before the tournament started, and honestly kind of through the tournament as well. And then once they moved on and I started studying their numbers and looking at what they do and looking at kind of the guys that they have, and I'm like, well, damn, who are they playing? Because I also know their field well. I know how that ballpark plays. I know all of that stuff. I think Coastal Carolina on the other side might be the team to beat, honestly, man. Like, I just do. And if you look at what they do pitching-wise and you look at their numbers, it's kind of crazy to see that because I know a lot about that ballpark.
Coach, their numbers are ridiculous on the mound. Like, ridiculous. They have
I'll spit it to you right now. Look at this. They got 3 starters who all have 15 or more starts. One of them has 16. They all have 80 innings or more thrown on the year. Now, then you're like, oh, well, then they must be literally throwing all the games. No, there's other guys in the pen. There's 4 guys in the pen who have 30-plus innings on the year. Like, they got some dudes, and those 3 starters, 3.24, 2.90, and a 2.19 ERA.
And they have 11 guys in their pitching rotation, on their staff that has a sub-4 ERA. And they have a 12th guy who's got a 4.05 ERA. So, like, let's just say 12 guys that has a 4 ERA or below, right? 12 on their pitching staff.
I'll put it to you this way, too. Let me see if that's the same number still, because it was this. 1, 2, 3, 6. There's 7 guys that they've trusted to give the ball to at the end of the game that have all recorded saves as well.
Yeah.
That's a lot, dog. That's a lot.
It's a lot. I mean, they got
7 guys have recorded a save on your team at some point this year. While one of them has got 8 or 9, I think, on the year.
Hey, and look, here's the other thing. It's not like these pitchers that they have are like getting lucky, right? And what I mean by that, like, it's not like, they're just getting in a bunch of trouble and they're getting out of trouble and guys are hitting them. Like, that's not the case. Like, Jacob Morrison, who's their ace, he's 11-0, right? He's thrown 96 innings pitched. He has 95 strikeouts. Teams are hitting 195 against him. 195. Yeah, not good, right? Their number 2 guy, Cameron Flukie, has a 3.3. Oh, and by the way, Morrison's got a 2.15 ERA. Flukie's got a 3.3 ERA, 105 strikeouts in 91 innings. Guys are hitting 215 off of him, right? I don't even know if he's their number 2. He could be their number 3. And then Eichhoff is the other guy who's got just 15 starts. Guys are hitting 250 off of him. So he's got a little bit higher average than the other two, but, like, that's it. That's it. Like, guys aren't –
part about it is,
yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go. I mean, he's the most hittable one out of the three because he obviously doesn't have strikeout stuff. He's got 80 innings pitched and 63 strikeouts, but he's getting guys out. But the other two guys are electric.
The other point, too, I was going to add is we all know how great of a season Kason Evans has had, right? Especially being at the back end of the bullpen. The guy that's leading their teams in saves right now, he's got 30 innings pitched on the year. He's only struck out 34. He's got a .59 ERA.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. People are hitting 195 against him. Like, crazy.
Yeah.
So my point is I think on the other side, after seeing that thing play out, and especially watching them play Auburn, I'm like, shit, they're kind of real. And mind you, this team, that same Coastal team is now riding a current 23-game winning streak.
Yeah.
And they're the only team with like 52 wins on the season already.
Yeah. No, they're good.
So that's how I see that part of it.
Yeah. It's
I also heard a pretty cool story too about their head coach.
Yeah, their son. His son?
Yeah, with his son. So like that's kind of cool. He gets an opportunity to do something like that and bring his son back to Omaha when he didn't get a chance to go last time. Like they got some stuff working for them. There's some good juju going on.
Well, they've built a really good culture there because the other coach, who was a legendary head coach who retired, they've promoted within, right? Schnall was the associate head coach there underneath the other guy. He retired. Schnall gets the head job, and he is obviously doing unbelievable stuff over there, and they haven't missed a beat. Maybe gotten better since he took over. This is his first year, I believe, and so it's a really cool story for him to be able to. He was a player there. He was a conference player of the year in 1999 there, and he coached there for a little bit. Left, went to UCF, came back, associate head coach, now the head coach. Like he's a Coastal Carolina lifer.
That's crazy,
right? Which is a wild deal, and he has been there to see the program become what it is, and awesome story for him, and obviously for his son. His son's now a freshman in high school and doing well, and crazy deal.
Yeah, so that's my other one. Like, what do you got, Lloyd? Which ones do you think?
No, obviously people feel a certain type of way about Coastal after what happened with LSU, and you see that name and you kind of be like, damn, they're still doing it. Like that wasn't a fluke. Like you continue to see Coastal Carolina baseball pop up. And then I did the same that you did, J. Mitch. Whenever I watched them against Auburn, I was like, oh, I didn't know they had it like this. Like, this ain't no fluke. Like, they had arm after arm. Yeah. I was like, a little bit built like LSU of, like, just power arm, where, like, they're hitting – like, they had a couple of guys that were throwing upper 90s that I was like, okay, they built together – like, they put a program together. Yeah. And Auburn's good. LSU got swept by Auburn.
Yep.
And you saw Coastal go in there and take –
At home. Auburn swept LSU when they were at Auburn.
Yeah. And was Coastal just not in Auburn?
Right. That's my point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you just went the same environment, probably ticked up a bit more because it's like super regional on the line, and you see Coastal go in there and win two in a row and took it. And so that wasn't no fluke. Like Coastal on the other side of that thing, I know people won't. Everybody's going to focus on the Arkansas LSU matchup because, like, man, I wish they were on opposite sides of the bracket. I've never once thought about reseeding.
Me either.
Like, this is the first time I've even heard the conversation. I guess it makes some sense. And we were talking about this before the show, Jay. Like, I think because of the eyeballs that are now on college baseball, like, there's more voices in it that are like, why is it like this? And so there's more conversation about the sport, which is a good thing. But I've never heard, like, you should reseed the tournament when they go to Omaha. And now people are like, you should reseed the Supers. You should reseed. It's like, this is just the way it has always been.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. It's not – nothing's ever going to be perfect, and that's like, it's fine.
No, but I like that as a college baseball fan, it's at least – and Jay talked about it too, Johnson, where he's like, I know Joe Schmo doesn't think I know what I'm doing, but Jay Johnson's trying to make LSU win a baseball game. But to have more voices around college baseball, I think it's grown exponentially the last 3 years.
Right. And I think,
go
ahead, Jay.
I was about to say, like, if you just think about it, like, think about what the playoff system was on the football side of it in college football, right? And then when they finally made the decision to make it a playoff and expand the playoff, like, make the playoffs, that happens for 10 years, you get that. They expanded the playoffs, and now they've opened this thing up. Well, 1 year into expansion, they've already changed these rules because of the noise that was around it. I just think there isn't enough going on around noise-wise, if you will, around college baseball for people to understand that, hey, well, you come into my crib, I'm the home team, dog.
Yeah.
Or let's go play this shit somewhere else. Like, this don't play it here. I'm the home team. That's what we're doing. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. And if it's not me being the home team that's playing, it needs to be the higher seed. Just pretty simple. I don't think there's anybody across college baseball in the game who say, that's not fair. That we have to get on a plane, travel down to Baton Rouge, and we don't get to be the home team? Hell no!
Yeah, fuck no.
Hell no! When that shouldn't be the home team at your own crib.
1,000,000%. Like, I can't even add to that because it's.
Well, that's what it should be. Like, if there's an argument to change anything, that would be the change. Like,
right.
And then you said something that I thought was interesting, just real quick, because you're like, we don't have to play it here. Like, if it gets to the point where college baseball becomes that big and you do neutral sites for super regionals, I think that would be a travesty. Like, so fix it the other way.
Of course.
Yeah, but that's how college football changed. Whenever the money started to get involved, and it was like, we need to do this because there's more games, and now we can do more sites, and now we can do.
But they also did say, okay, now you're getting a home game in the playoff. Like that's obviously a good addition.
Yeah.
To the playoff format.
Right, but it's just the more voices that are starting to get involved in this because of there's money to be made. That's when decisions start to happen very quickly, where you make a playoff change 1 year in after you just made a playoff change.
Correct.
Yep. I agree with that. I don't get that.
That's an easy fix.
I think and here's the thing too. Like, we're finally starting to get to a spot where there's a good amount of money being thrown at college baseball players. College baseball players are now starting to get into pro ball and get to the big leagues at a much faster pace than they ever did before. Case in point, look at Jack Caglione. He spent, I think, 50-something games between two levels this season, right? Played barely any last year when he got drafted. I guess he might have played a little bit then. Comes back this year. Barely, in pro ball, 30 games is basically a month. He spent 50 games across two levels, and they said, showtime. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be there. That's not my argument at all. But my point to it is we're finally starting to get to a point where there's money invested in these players, not just scholarships, real money being invested into these players. People know who they are in college because there's more games that are televised, and they're getting to the big leagues quicker, meaning that you don't fall into the spot where no one remembers you. You were just here. Now you're on that big stage. It's starting to get to a spot where there's real coverage and there's real money being made. We just saw, right? What's his name? Making $3 million a year. Tony V's making $3 million a year. Brian O'Connor now has come into the league, and he's the second highest paid coach in the league. They're not going to want to pay this kind of money for a program that isn't doing what it needs to be doing. So the coaching cycle is starting to move like the football coaching cycle is starting to move. I think it's getting to a point to where it's coming more mainstream than it's ever been.
Yeah. No doubt. College baseball is in a really good spot, and it's going to continue to get better. All right, let's get to the Ask Mikey and Mitch questions.
I really do think that there's a world in which that what is it called? Basically the red zone of college baseball. The squeeze play?
Oh, squeeze play.
Squeeze play.
Yeah, that should be a thing.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean,
but
for year-round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I saw the conversation about, they needed a college game day for baseball and, the squeeze play and all of that. I don't think we're too far away from that being real. And that would be awesome.
We're not too far away.
I'll produce it for you.
I'd imagine that there's probably a lot of conversation about it going on right now.
Even if it's just the SEC.
Right. All right.
Yep.
Ask Mikey Mitch. I'm sure other people got some questions too, huh?
They do. And we will get to them right about now. First one up. Ask Mikey and Mitch. Tell me if any of these stink after I read them, because we got plenty. 16 questions asked Mikey Mitch, and then we have about 10 in the chat. So that's a lot of questions. It's almost like a test.
I had to take a test today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Ask Mikey Mitch, what test for what?
Continuing education deal to get some hours for my CE. You have to have a certain amount of hours as an insurance agent I had to have it by my birthday, so I was like, let me just knock it out, it was very beginner stuff, so you had to take the practice quizzes to go through the course. So I blew through that. Then I just had to let it run so I could get to the 17 hours of run time that the course takes to go to the final test. So I finally got to the test. 25 questions, aced it. No
No
problem.
big deal.
No big deal. Done.
See, people often ask, "Who would ask?"
Oh, but you can take as many times as you want.
Oh,
But I only did it once.
one,
okay.
one for one.
One for one.
People often ask, "What would athletes do if there wasn't baseball?" Clearly, genius.
I'd have been a lawyer.
See, I'd have been a doctor.
Yeah.
As Mikey and Mitch, with only 27 players on the roster for the College World Series and LSU bringing 30 plus, can you add and remove players while you're there, or do you have to stick with the original 27? I do not know the answer to this.
I think you have to put in what is if I would imagine it right, I think you have to put in who is your active roster like before you get there, and you can't change any of that unless there's injuries to the active roster.
I agree with that. I think that's like it's like a MLB postseason roster. If you go and you have an MLB roster, if you have to announce your roster. You have to announce your roster before that series starts. If somebody gets hurt, you can replace them on the roster. Yeah, I think you're correct in that. I don't know for sure, but I think you're correct.
Skipping him. Why are the players' names not on the pinstripe uniforms?
It's always been that way.
Figured that was the answer.
Yeah, it's always. We've never had names on the pennies, and
I think that's the only one.
Yeah, that's the only what.
Yeah.
Without the names on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only uniform.
Did you notice that they didn't have the NCAA patch on the uniforms either? Everybody else.
They might by the time they play though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they consider LSU's like the Yankees of college baseball, right?
Yeah.
Yankees don't have the names on their pennies.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think they have them on anything.
I don't think they have them on anything either.
Okay.
Next.
From Miss Texas Tiger. Love my Tigers. Do you think Chase Shores may come back next year, since this was essentially his only year of pitching in college?
I don't know. I mean, you heard JJ was like, "Yeah, I'd love it," but I don't think he's that confident in that actually happening. And look, if Chase goes out and has a damn good College World Series, chances are even slimmer.
Yeah, and look, he's a draft eligible. He was always he's a redshirt sophomore, so technically he'd be a redshirt junior next year. So but at that point, do you want to go out and start your professional career? And I mean, because look, with the stuff that he's got, if they say, hey, you're going to be in the bullpen, he could be in the big leagues in very, very short amount of time. If he cleans up a couple things coming out of the bullpen. So I don't believe he's back, but look, you never know. I mean, I didn't think Bear Jones was going to come back last year.
No.
Now here's the other question: is Bear Jones a 4-year guy?
Set some records?
I don't think so.
I mean, I don't think
so.
Why do you think he came back? I don't think he hurt his stock, or do you? I mean, he did some things differently. There were some spots where he definitely looked better. And
yeah, I mean, I think if anything, he proved that he could be really good at first.
Yeah.
So now he's not just a bat; he's a actual first baseman that they've seen. So I think that helps.
And if Chase Shores has does what you'd want him to do, and LSU is where you want them to be at the end of it, and Chase Shores is a reason for that, you won't see him. No. And so if you want LSU to win, you need Chase Shores to perform well. So it kind of goes hand in hand. I would take a natty over one more year of Shores.
I don't believe Chase is coming back.
Chad O'Neal.
I concur.
Arab Ishak, 32.
Okay.
Chad, can you talk about the transfer portal and the players that are on the list for LSU? I heard Jay talk about it a little bit. Thought it was weird. Mick Paul was on the field celebrating after the Supers. More about the Mick Paul thing I thought was interesting, just to clarify.
Yeah, so if you've never met Mick Paul, he's like the quintessential teammate. Everybody loves him. He does everything right, plays hard, never complains. And Jay mentioned it in his press conference. He is what he hopes for. This is what LSU baseball players are about, his character. And so Jay and Mick, I would imagine, had some conversations. And Mick's like, look, I understand the situation. I'm not upset about this. I have no idea. This is all I'm assuming happened. I'm not upset about this. Like, I love the team. I want to be a part of the team, but I also want to have an opportunity to fulfill my dream and get some playing time somewhere. And I think he's built so much respect. Jay has so much respect for him. They've built such a good rapport together that Jay understands that and is allowing him. And maybe the teammates have agreed. I mean, I know they have agreed to it, that they want him there because he's been such a good teammate. So he allowed him to go there and be part of that team, even though he's into the transfer portal. Nobody else is there. Everybody else in the portal is playing summer ball, doing whatever they need to do, trying to get signed for someone else. But Mick Paul had the opportunity to go there, and I think that's a pretty cool thing.
It is. It's pretty cool. I would imagine it's probably got a lot to do with something like that, or else you wouldn't have it in your dugout. We've all seen the last couple of years, like even when the postseason kind of starts, some guys have exited the team and not been with the team. So, yeah, I would imagine it's probably something very similar to that, and you just go with it. We got a chance to meet Mick Paul early before the season started, and the kid's like, he's a good kid, man. He's awesome. Very nice dude. You can tell he's like down to earth. You can tell he's like about the squad. And seemingly, if his name's in the portal, but he's still here, that's how he's going about his business all year. And it's like one of those guys that not only the team wants around, but the coaching staff wants around too.
Yeah,
correct. It's an awesome deal to like be that good of a teammate. Where it's like you could be in the portal and you could come with us.
Yeah, right.
John Reck 8. Thoughts on LSU throwing most of their good pitchers, to win game 1 and then battle against a lopsided team game 2 in the winner's bracket.
Lopsided game 2?
What makes them lopsided?
Hey, I just read.
I know. That would be my question. I guess, like, what would make the other team lopsided? What if they're able to throw their ace and he goes 8 and they throw one more guy? And what if they have another guy waiting? So, listen, once you get to this part of the year, it's pretty much all hands on deck.
Yep.
So all hands on deck for LSU means pretty much everybody outside of Anthony and Cade. Like, those are the two guys that they've been your starters from wire to wire. So we know that they're reserved to start to games 1 and 2, however that may come, right? But from there, now it is, how do we finish this game to make sure we have a win? How do we also do it in a manner that sets us up nicely for the next game as well? That's how they're going to go about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you can't – winning the game is the most important thing, especially game 1. You put yourself in the driver's seat game 1, they're going to do what they need to do to win. They're not going to throw every single best – I mean, that's just – you have your ace on the mound. Like, you're not going to throw 7 of your top arms
Kate
in
Anderson
one game.
To Anthony Ianson to Kason Evans. To
like, you're not going to do that. You have Anderson, you got Ianson next. So, like, I think you're set up nicely for the first 2 games. And so, yeah, I don't believe that you're going to do that. And here, look, nothing in Omaha is going to be lopsided against the team.
He's the
right?
best
Like,
hit in the country.
If you're going to talk about a lopsided, like, and look, they're in Omaha for a reason because they can hit. But, like, pitching staff-wise, Murray State may be the one that's – but they've been swinging the shit out of it. So, just don't really know what's going to happen there. But lopsided I don't think is the correct term because at this point nobody's really lopsided.
Yeah, if it ends up in LSU, Murray State matchup and the winner's bracket, so to speak, I'm sure you'll see the conversation of LSU going to pitch off.
Yeah, no.
No.
You go win that game.
Next. Ask Mikey and Mitch. Can you break down the roster with what guys? Oh God! Can you break down the roster with what guys are for sure gone after this year, versus what guys are for sure staying, versus which guys will have a decision? He referenced Bear Jones as a guy that is for sure gone. He referenced Smith as a guy that's for sure staying.
Daniel Dickinson, gone.
And which guy will have a decision? Fry. Those are his examples.
Okay. Let's go through the guys that have actually played like that. Let's go with the seniors. Pearson's out. Braswell's out. I think Bear Jones is gone. I think Chase Shores is gone. Kate Anderson's gone. Anthony Iason's gone.
Poppy.
Luis Hernandez is a senior. He's gone. You're going to have a decision to be made with Fry, right? And I think, I don't know. He's a redshirt sophomore as well, right?
Yes.
And so I don't know what's going to happen there, but there's a lot of projectability there. We'll see what happens. I mean, I think he's earned himself some money with the way he's been swinging
he's
it.
a junior, straight junior.
Oh, he's a straight junior. Oh, he didn't get red shirt. That's right. He played.
He played.
Yeah. You know, if I was a betting man, I would assume that he is going to leave. I'm trying to think who else. Obviously,
Tanner
Schmidt.
Reeves.
Tanner Reeves is
Red shirt junior.
Yeah, so he could come back. Stanfield could come back. He's a junior, isn't he?
I'm not sure, actually. And the only reason I'm saying that too is because of how much has been just assumed that Curiel is going to move to center next year. So I think he may be done.
He's a junior.
He's a junior. So
he's a junior.
So
he still may be. Who knows?
Yeah, he may leave, but there's a decision to be made there.
Jake Brown's coming back.
Jake Brown is coming back. Curiel's coming back. Aaron Beatty is going to be your starting catcher next year. Milam is coming back.
Dickinson gone.
Gone.
I'll say this. I think, and this is just me throwing this out there, I have not talked to anyone about this, so please don't think that that's what this is. But I know y'all remember that stretch in the middle of the year where, like, Aaron Beatty pitched a little bit more. It kind of felt like it was like and I don't mean this in a bad way, but it's just part of kind of what goes on. But I got to keep you happy. I got to keep you seeing what you can do here. I think that there could possibly, just think about it. Like, truly think about it. Outside of a kid that grew up in Louisiana, is like only in love with Louisiana, we're crazy to sit here and think that every other school everywhere else is not trying to poach Aaron Beatty at this point, right? He was one of the top catchers coming out of high school. He comes to school here, and he doesn't play that much. Just think of that scenario in any other sport. People are at least, hey, what's up?
No doubt.
Because you know where the conversation has gone between Cade and between Jay. And I'm not saying that way bad at all. I don't know any of this. But I would imagine that I think it's way more fair to say that one may be on the fence. That's all I'm saying.
I think people are having conversations with him, but what are they going to offer him that he doesn't have at LSU next year? I mean, this year's over with.
Because we could have said the same. We could have said the same thing about Brady Neal. He gone. We expected him to still be here. He was gone. We expected him to be here.
I think there's more to that than just playing time there. Jay, I think that.
I'm talking about before.
What?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What are you saying?
No, I'm saying before, like, it all went down. I don't think anybody thought, like, hey, he's played some. Hey, the numbers aren't there. For sure, when the season's over, he's gone. Like, I don't think anybody thought, especially as young as he was at the time.
All of us, for sure. But from after hearing what was going on for the year, not necessarily at the end of the year, I think that there was more, like, internally, I think they knew that was probably going to happen. I don't know. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, too.
Yeah.
But obviously he showed who he actually. he wasn't very good, but
no,
he wasn't good this year at Alabama either. No, but I get. I'm not saying there's not a possibility. I know that he's gonna have a lot of suitors, but I don't think he leaves. But I know there's gonna be a conversation.
I know, but we were just saying, like, I think it's fair to say that was on the fence-ish.
No, for sure.
Like, there's a real decision to be made. That's all I'm saying.
For sure.
Yeah, the question was, who do we think has a decision, who's for sure gone? I think that's a fair way to phrase it out.
I was assuming the question as who's in the draft and who's, like, eligible to make a decision in the draft, not transfer portal. But that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I interpreted it the other way, but that is obviously with the portal part of, hey, who's going to leave and who's not going to leave. That's part of that conversation too. All right. Next.
Ask Mikey and Mitch. Derek Curiel being the leadoff hitter, is that why he's so communicative to the dugout after a lot of pitches? Seems to do it most at bats.
Has nothing to do with being a leadoff hitter. I don't know why he does that. I really don't know.
Can you say that again?
Derek Curiel being the leadoff hitter, is that why he's so communicative to the dugout after a lot of pitches? Seems to do it most at bats. Where he's like, that was like...
Yeah, he always says high, down, in, out, looks back. Like, he's always having... There's a lot of...
Yeah.
I don't think so at all. I mean, I think it probably helps, but that's not like a prerequisite for being a leadoff hitter or like a good one at all. That's just his style of play.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've seen... I mean, Jay has talked about it a lot where... Creole will text him at night, like after a game, like, this is what I saw, what did you see? And it kind of feels like he's having that, like, back and forth with the coach. He's like, I saw it up. I don't think that.
Yeah, but that's the conversation that you can have after the at-bat. Like, it doesn't have to be in, like.
No, I'm surprised the umpire hasn't done anything.
I'm sure they've talked to him about it.
Yeah.
I used to say, and I used to verbalize it, like, to myself, not to anybody else, but, like.
That was in.
Like, making sure I'm seeing it, and the umpire says, I fucking know where it's at. I'm like, my bad, dude. I wasn't talking to you. That was a thing that I did to myself.
I fucking know. I called.
He goes, I'm fucking calling the game. I'm like,
I'm here too.
My bad, bro. I'm doing it for me, for my benefit.
You don't know what's going on in this head, sir.
Yeah. You don't want to get in this head.
Yeah, leave me alone. Oh, Jay, we got talking about this from Alpha80. Can you tell both Bear Jones and Jay Johnson to funnel us more East Cobb talent, please?
Steal as much of it as you can away from Wes Johnson, right? He's literally right in their backyard. So I think you do need to keep taking as much as you can from that area.
Yeah, a lot of good baseball players come out of Georgia.
Yeah,
that is
legit.
That's generational wealth over there.
Yep,
that shit is expensive.
That Atlanta area is a absolute hotbed for really good baseball. And it's not just like the inner city or like the surrounding cities. You could also go like the kind of country areas kind of branching off of that area too.
Yep.
Why do they show bunt on a 0-1 count?
Don't even get me started on that. Did you just make that up?
No. That's from JP Alexandre.
I don't know why they keep doing that, and if you're going to do it, bunt it. I don't like the bunt pull back 0-2 all the time. I just don't. It's statistically proven that once you get to 0-2, the chance of you getting a hit are severely lowered.
It's not an advantage.
Not an advantage. I don't know.
If you're going to do it, put it down. And if you're not,
don't
show it.
Yeah.
As you said, don't show it. Not 0-1. Just to me.
If you're going to do that and you just want to take a pitch.
Hitter, you get your advantage as a hitter is so small to all of the negatives that happens if that happens to be a strike as well. Like it just doesn't really do it.
Yeah, like if you're just trying to show it and like see a pitch, like sometimes squaring a bunt and pulling back, like it slows it down. You can kind of like get behind it, and if you're not seeing it well, do that 0-0. Just 0-1 does not play for me. I don't understand it. I would love to have. Go ahead. I'd love to have a conversation with Jay.
I personally don't even love the 0-1 bunt because I feel like if you're not, everyone's going to tell you need to try to at least be perfect or foul, and if you're not perfect, you're foul, now you're down 0-2. So it's like that's still a tough spot for me.
Right.
Do you think any of it is like player deciding?
Yes.
Yeah. Like it's like this is just what I wanted. I'll show it.
Yes.
It just doesn't make.
I mean, I can't imagine Jay's calling that.
Okay, go fake a bunt. What's the sign for that? I've never had one.
You know, I don't love that. Next,
Hughes Bowden. Charles 423-22089.
Okay.
Ask Mikey and Mitch if Josh Jordan goes to Duke, what are the chances of getting Nolan Cain back?
0%.
You're not getting him back. Is that
0%? He's not coming here. That's a lateral move.
No, it's actually a move down because if you're not going to name him the associate head coach, he's moving down.
Well, Josh Jordan is the associate head coach, right?
I don't know. Is he? I could be wrong on that. Yeah, I don't know.
If he is, and it's a lateral move. If not, regardless, he's not. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. He's not coming.
I think that the answer is no. It's not going to happen.
No, he's looking for a head job. If he's going to leave, it's going to be a head job.
Yeah.
Where's Cataball?
What?
North Carolina. That's where he went to college. Josh Jordan. I've just never heard of Cataball.
Is he the associate?
On the thing, it says assistant coach, recruiting coordinator. So I don't know if it's associate, but it's not officially named that on LSU's website.
Yeah, 0%. Next question.
Next question from Cameron Amidi. Who starts Game 3 for LSU in Omaha if Kevin Evans closes Game 1 or 2?
Newt, probably.
It just depends. Depends on if you win. Because Because if you win, you get those days off, and you may be able to get back to that situation where you could throw the day one start again, right? I think
I was trying to do that earlier today. It's if they win Saturday, they're off on Sunday, play on Monday, so Ianson would start on Monday. Then I think you get 2 days off.
Yeah.
So you would have a Saturday. So you'd have Tuesday, so you'd pitch on Thursday, so you'd have 2 days less of rest from that. So you could potentially throw him on, 2 days less, short of rest, or whatever that may be.
Okay.
I think that's how that lines up. Because, well, no, you get 1 day off. I take that back. That's it. 1 day off because the championship series is Friday. Nope, just joking.
Nope, it's not.
Championship series is Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I believe. It's Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know the exact schedule.
I think it's Thursday because that would make sense. Because if you lose that, if you're the team that's in the winner's bracket and you lose that game, then the if necessary game gets played on that Friday, right?
That's what I'm trying. I'm looking. I'm
to
pulling it
put
up.
you into that would put you into the championship series.
So, yeah, if necessary games are both on Thursday.
Okay, so you only get one. So you do have to throw a third starter then.
Yeah, so you have Monday, and then Tuesday, and then you got a Wednesday. You have 2 Wednesday games, and then if necessary on Thursday. So that both championship teams have a day off before the series over the weekend.
Okay, well then I think the answer is easily Newt
Third
at that
pitch,
point,
yeah.
right? And you know why I'm going to say Newt? Because of what you saw from Jay Shores. Like, I think Jay wants to bottle that shit up and say, hey, can we do that in the back end of the bullpen again sometime soon?
100%.
Instead of trying to change his routine or put him in a different spot. Like, I'm a big proponent. I thought Chase should be in that starting rotation as that 3 all year. But after what I just saw, if you're asking me what Jay's going to do, I think there's a good chance that Chase is staying in the bullpen. So at that point, I think Jay Newt gets the start.
Correct. I agree. I can't argue there.
That's Mikey and Mitch. Where is he? He got me. Bayou Bro is asking him. Who do you think Arkansas throws first, and who will get the start for the Tigers on third and right field? Kind of talked about who they throw first.
So I think Root throws. I think Braswell starting at third with the lefty on the mound. And I do believe Pearson's going to get the start. First game. If the last game of the Super Regional, or if the first game of the Super Regional told you anything.
Yeah.
Grand Slam helped.
That's what I'm going with as well. I think I can only go off of what you chose to do really late. And once again, we know that Pearson's been a big part of some very big games in purple and gold. If that's what you did in the Super Regional and you get another lefty in this spot, I tend to believe that you're going to see that again. That's just me.
Agreed.
And with that being the case, because we know Jay will do it, you may also see pinch hitters in the 4th and in the 5th inning. So, think of it that way too.
Right.
I asked Mikey and Mitch, how many Jello shots for LSU? Over under 75,000.
This year? Nah. No.
I don't think they'd break the record.
I think they're going to try to get to 100,000.
Oh, you think they'd break the record?
I think they're trying to break the record. Come on, bro. This is Louisiana. We're not trying to show up and not do the same thing or not do better than what it was before.
I'm so happy that I don't have to deal with the Jello shot. I hate Jello shots.
Those are an acquired taste. You need a fork and a knife.
Yeah, they're hard.
Yep, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And they do work after about 15.
Yeah, unless you make them at home.
Yeah, and you walk around, you jiggle. If you have enough of them, it feels like you're made of Jello.
Yeah, I don't love Jello shots, but go get it, boys and girls.
I'll put my guess out on the table. Let's do 88,888.
Oh Jesus! For 8, for World Series number 8.
Yeah.
See, but I feel like our fan base though, once they see we had no real contenders that year, and we was just throwing points on the board, just so to speak, right? Mm-hmm. And we got to 66 or 68,000? 68,888.
68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. 68,888. right?
I feel like if LSU people saw 80,000 on there at any point, they're like, no. That's got to go to 100,000. Let's make sure. Like, I just don't see LSU fans just laying up at that point, being like,
Yeah.
Good effort.
Maybe.
Well, and last year, I mean, you had to go through the losers bracket. Yeah, I felt like we were there for a month.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Excuse me. Like I said, I feel like we were there for a month.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of jealous shots. I got a question. Ask Mikey and Mitch, but from me.
From Ask Mikey. Mikey asked Mikey, a new segment.
And I'll answer as well, but who do y'all think, like, give me somebody on this team, not one of the stars, that's going to do something monumental, right? Like, I gave an example. I actually had someone ask me this question yesterday, Brian Holland from
the news.
Yeah, from BR Proud. He asked me, he was like, give me somebody that you would think. And I gave examples of, like, in 2009, Leon was good, but he was on the bench. They put him out in the outfield, and he made 3 really nasty plays out in the outfield. Derek Helenihi, defensive guy, got the starts in Omaha and made some really good plays at third base. Came up with some big knocks, right? Some big defensive plays and kept the runs off the board. So who do y'all think on this team? Beloso, great year, not the star, but great big homer, right? Like Ackenhausen,
yeah,
big outing. Like, who's gonna come up big in a big moment for LSU in the World Series?
I'll give you the answer here because it's a name I just want to see do well. Give me Chase Shores, dude.
Okay.
Like, what you saw him do at the end of that game, maybe there's an outing where he has to give you 3 to 4, and you get a lot of what you saw right there, and it turns into like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Where did this – like, I feel like the world at that point is going to be like, who the hell is that?
Yeah.
That's 6'8", throwing 100, and it moves literally across the plate. Like, I think he's going to give you one of those moments.
All right. Lloyd?
Are we going to say the same name?
I thought Jared was gonna say it.
But I think that I was thinking what you were thinking. I had
Offensive or
offensive.
Yep. Righty or lefty?
Lefty.
Yep.
Larson.
Yep. I think he's gonna come in with a big pinch hit opportunity because the last 2 months Jay has done that. Jay has made it a point. He said it on our show.
Yeah.
I had a conversation. I want to put him in situations with runners in scoring position to pinch hit. He did it, got a hit. He's been doing a lot. I think he's going to get a big pinch hit opportunity and come with a big hit.
Is Pearson count as a star, the older one?
No, you can. I mean, I think he's going to have. I think he's going to have a big moment too. But
I consider him not really. I consider him a starter, kind of.
Yeah.
He's been such a mainstay in the lineup in some sort of like way, shape, or form that like I don't consider him as someone I could give as the answer to this question.
Right. That's why. Yeah. That's why I do like Larson.
He's had so many damn big moments at LSU, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't really know if that's one I can say that fits in this spot.
Correct. Few more questions, Lloyd. Make them good.
Okay. Let me find some.
Also, on a side note, the prospects that the Boston Red Sox have right now in the big leagues, like they're if they all figure it out and they're all starting to, they're gonna be good for a long time.
Yeah, I wish they would keep doing that series on the Red Sox. Like they should do it again because
they got they have the Password coming up. He's in AAA. Just hit his 5th home run in AAA. I can't even pronounce his last name, but his nickname's the Password because his name is so crazy.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's a great nickname.
All right, ask Mikey and Mitch. Brett Parton. Nope.
Jack Parkman?
No, Brett Parton. Ask him. Do you like how Guidry has represented the number 8 this year, and do you think he hangs around after the season, or do you think he looks for a fresh start somewhere else after coming back from injury?
I mean, obviously he hadn't played. He's been hurt, but he's seems very active in the dugout. You know, obviously he is very he knows the analytics, and so I mean, I don't know what pitcher was in here the other day, but he said that he was talking with Gavin about something while he was pitching, and it had something to do with it was Kaysen?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Talking about, with Gavin Guidry and Jamie about the analytics of whatever. And so I do like that. I mean, you could tell that he wants it. You could tell he was in tears when they won the Super Regional to go to Omaha. So, yeah, I mean, that's that's the character you want from a guy to wear that, and it's a shame that he got hurt. I don't know if he's going to be back next year or not. I don't know if he's going to go try somewhere else and get a fresh start, or if he is going to be here.
Yeah, I would imagine if it's not moving on to Pro Bowl, I would imagine he's staying, right? Because of what he has done here, and obviously he's been hurt this year. I just don't know what that looks like in terms of moving forward and what people thought they were going to get this year out of him and how he perceived himself and I guess the necessary changes that he made to get better. So I don't know if he wants to just basically try his hand off of what he's done in the past, or if he feels he needs to put on tape, on video, on stats, whatever, the guy that he thinks he is now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really know. But I do think if it's not go to Pro Bowl, I think he stays at LSU.
Yeah.
Our guy.
He's got a lot of Garrett Nussmeier and their cousins, dude. Like they live, breathe, die LSU ball. Like they want to be able to do something like this. So I think he stays.
Correct.
Yeah, I do too. And Randy Jones, our guy, said it was Ethan Fry talking about Guidry. He said 4 of his homers came from Guidry.
That's right.
Yep.
I was wrong. He was right. I'm wrong.
You're attractive. I'm not very good looking.
You're smart. I'm dumb.
Got me. He got me.
All right, next.
Last one up. Trevor Hayen asking him, what do y'all think the deal is with Cade Woods not getting much run this year? I know Jay wanted him, and he seems like he's trying to play as many as he can.
Who is it?
Cade Woods.
Oh, yeah.
But he's never seemed to get the opportunity.
He hadn't gotten much run last year either.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't have an answer to that. I have no clue.
And nobody really asked
my only guess at this point is if you're healthy and you're not getting much run, you're just not throwing strikes in this situation, right?
Yep.
That's my only guess. I don't know, but I just don't everybody needs arms. Everybody's looking for another arm to emerge. So if he's healthy and he's not getting those opportunities, that's my only guess.
Correct.
All right, that's it.
That's it. Appreciate the Ask Mikey Mitch. Ask Mikey Mitch.
Rolling.
Brought to you by
Bocock
Brothers Cigars. LSUcigars.com. Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Hey, Father's Day is Sunday. All right? Omaha starts on Friday. LSU starts on Saturday. There's a lot of reason to have some cigars handy. Smoke them if you got them with your dad on Sunday. Smoke them if you got them after you beat Arkansas on Saturday, and then again on Monday. And then when you get to the championship game, you want to be ready and stocked for Victory Cigars. If you want them, I'm sure that there's a shipping option that you could probably get to get them a little quicker. I don't know. But you go to LSUcigars.com, and you go and you fill out your cart, and you go to check out. You'll find out if you can get it overnighted or if you can get it to you quick enough before so that you can use it for the weekend. And so when you do check out, make sure you add Mik'd Up. Mik'd Up 15 for 15% off. LSUcigars.com. Father's Day is on Sunday. I know a lot of fathers out there like to smoke cigars. Listen, great day, great moment on Father's Day. Go play a round of golf with your dad. Smoking a cigar on the golf course is, as American as it gets.
That's true.
So
play some inspired golf with a cigar after watching Oakmont.
And you go,
maybe
my
I'm better
favorite.
than I think.
My favorite is smoking the stogie, right in the cart, and you go out to get the drive and you put it on the tee box, and then you put it on the little.
You put it on the grass.
No, not on the grass. On the.
The little marker.
The marker. You just let it sit there.
Whenever you that's when you're in trouble. When you see somebody that goes out, whether it be a cigarette or a cigar, but certainly a cigar. Whenever they go to hit and they take it out, they just throw it on the ground. You're like, you've smoked so many cigars.
Yeah.
You're cool.
You don't even want this one.
That guy looks cool.
Yeah.
Probably shoots 74 or 104.
I think when he puts it and he rests it in the marker and he hits the drive and he picks up, puts it back, it's like, this guy.
Respects the course.
Yep, he knows what he's doing. But LSUcigars.com, go check them out. We appreciate it. They would appreciate it. And you're going to appreciate it once you get them.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the Seggies.
And your dad will love you.
Your dad will love you. Maybe get back on his good side.
Yeah.
You know?
I need that.
Mistake
Or
of the day.
your father-in-law, too.
Yeah, and your father-in-law. There you go. There you go.
Grandfather.
And if you're a dad and your son's old enough, go ahead and you just get one for yourself and your son. Nice father-son bonding moment there.
Yeah, don't tell mom.
Or give it to the mom too. Maybe she likes to partake.
My aunt smokes cigars.
Maybe she likes to partake. Mistake of the day, Lloyd. You got one?
I do. The mistake of the day is there was what people deemed a cure for insomnia in China.
Oh, no.
Has grown popularity. It indeed has not been
Adderall.
curing insomnia at all. But this is what they thought that they should do, and it's gaining a lot of steam and traction in China.
Oh my God.
Do you imagine?
Oh my God.
It's like a huge.
I'm trying to look at which one do you think is like going forward or side to side? Which one do you think is I'm not saying more comfortable because that's the wrong term, but
they think
hurts less.
I think back and forth, huh?
I think side to side.
We can find out. It looks like it. Yeah, side. I'm with you.
Don't sleep on the foot kick, the leg kick when you go side to side.
I mean, this is not helping. Obviously.
Don't sleep on that. I know y'all saw it. Look, check out the little leg kick right here when they going side to side. Don't sleep on that. My guy is going
oh
side to
yeah.
side.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. He's getting a little more momentum. That's it. This guy's swinging with he's like on his hands going up. Wow.
Not helping.
Wow.
But
not great.
it makes people happier.
Does it?
Sure.
I don't think that's true.
Sun Rongshon, 57, developed the device to treat a cervical spondylosis. Sticking to the maniosis, a common age-related condition that can cause headaches, dizziness, and insomnia. Trademarked the device and applied to have it patented. Until then, he comes to the park every day to educate the public, and people are picking up on it like wildfire. So, give it a shot.
Nope. Not going to do it.
I'm not allowed within 500 feet of a park.
Uh-huh. Let's get to your current calls. Lloyd, what you got?
We mentioned it earlier, but I did want to bring it back because I have the video here from Jay Johnson talking about Mick Paul. And he, obviously, Jay talked about him before the year, loves his character, loved his demeanor. He obviously had some weird thing with the hospital where he thought he was just injured with his arm, and he ends up staying like 2 months in the hospital and misses the year. But obviously a coach favorite, fan favorite, and teammate favorite. But I just wanted to give him the platform for Jay to talk a little bit about Mick Paul and why he gets to continue the journey even though he's in the transfer portal.
Yeah, that wouldn't work. I mean, we have kind of one exception right now where Mick Paul is in the portal. He's going to travel to Omaha with us and be with us. He's not going to be on the 27-man roster for the College World Series. Dude's everything right about our program in college baseball, and I made a personal decision that if this is what he felt like was best but wanted to stay with us through this, that I was okay with that. And his teammates are okay with that.
I just think that's awesome.
That's what you want. You want those guys on your team.
Yeah, Jay has done I think he's made some pretty cool moves, whether it be buying the student section out, giving you free tickets, and then obviously just the pulse he has on the team. I feel like this is another one of those moves where it's like, if he wasn't there, the team would kind of be like, man, damn, even Mick? And it's like, no, dude, he's coming. It's like,
yeah.
I think that's a very savvy play, very have a pulse of your team move.
Correct. All right, Jay?
I got, it is the season for, college baseball right now where we can really talk it. And I could sit here and talk about that or talk about some LSU stuff all day. I will say this, though. I got to give some love to Murray State in this situation. This is a ball club that has a stadium that holds 800 people. They make it into the tournament, which they have to go down to Oxford, and they beat Ole Miss twice and end up winning that regional. Then they go to Duke and they beat them twice and win that regional. Now they get to go to a stadium that holds 30,000 people and they get to play in front of that. So whether win, lose, or draw, and they're not going there for consolation prize, but that's a pretty awesome experience for a group of dudes who's played their season in front of a very small crowd, and now they get to go on the grand stage. I think that's dope.
Yeah, that's it's a great story, and you're all over it. I thought they could swing it and they're good. I just didn't think they were going to get through. They're there. They're the 4 seed to make it, and there it is. Looks like a high school field.
It does.
That's U-High's field right behind LSU. That's what that is.
Yeah. No doubt.
That's where they played their season. Like, imagine that's where they're playing their season, and then all of a sudden they used to not. I mean, they played it there, but like, imagine you play your season there, and then you basically skip forward and go play in Omaha. You go play at Charles Schwab Field.
Yeah.
I wonder how many rain delays they had.
On national TV too. Now, obviously, it's not the first time. Like, good for them, man. That's dope.
Cool.
I know we've done this a lot. We've given a curtain call to this guy a lot. And, what he's doing right now in the big leagues is pretty crazy.
Aaron Judge?
Nope.
Okay.
Paul Skeens.
That too.
37 games in his career, 1.93 career ERA through 37 games, best all time. And he has a losing record. So, not in his career, but this year. He's got a sub-1 ERA this year. Obviously a cop-out curtain call for me.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's worthy of one. It's just...
It's sad.
I feel bad for him. Kind of.
I will say this too, because like people have been talking about they need to trade him and if they're going to trade him, but people are also forgetting that club has made a name of like not paying people, right?
Right.
Tell me if it makes any sense for me to take the chance. Let me get an overhaul of these young players. What if I do that and then whether it's this year or next year, what if that young core, that young crop of very good players, what if they somehow make a push and then now we don't sign any of them? Are people going to still keep coming to the ballpark?
Right.
So, like, it sounds great, but I'm like, I don't see that being something they do because then you're still going to have to pay one of them. And they don't do that. It's pretty obvious. So, like, that's where I'm just like, man, it sucks because it seems like he's going to have to play out a good portion of his career there. Hopefully not the best portion of his career there before he's able to move. And that doesn't seem to be very soon.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame. Hopefully they can figure something out, but they got to get off their wallet.
That's a dude that, like, let's tell the truth, man. Like, everybody wants to see him pitching in October.
Well,
man.
And here's the deal. I mean, he is obviously the face of it, but they have him. They have Jared Jones who's going to come back, and he throws 100. You have that kid in AAA right now. He throws 100 who's unbelievable. I think he's got a 2.4 ERA right now in AAA. No, the starter.
No, I meant the one they have in the big leagues right now.
Oh,
Cruz.
yeah.
Is it
Cruz. Yeah, Cruz. You have some pieces.
Fielder?
You have pieces. You just got to go out and get some veteran guys and figure it out and go get the back end of the bullpen figured out. But yeah, it's a shame. All right, Jay, where are you watching the games this weekend? You're gonna watch them at the crib? You're gonna go somewhere? You're gonna like?
That's a good question, man. I don't know, man. I haven't figured that out yet. It's been a
I
while
will
since
be.
I've been able to kind of sit down and check it out, so I don't know.
I'll be watching it from the house Saturday night, and then on Sunday, if they play the night game, I will be. No, they don't play on Sunday. On Monday, I'll be in Destin, Florida, for an insurance conference, so I'll be watching it there somewhere. Maybe at the bar, hotel bar, maybe a restaurant bar. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe not the hotel bar because I'm there with a drink and people are going to be – I don't really want to answer a ton of questions about the game, talk about the game.
Oh, don't forget your Sharpie.
It'll be in my sock.
Yeah.
In my sock. Ready to go. So that's what we got. It'll be nice. I'll be nice and tan next week. Lloyd, please survive on the ride up there and back.
Yes.
And like I said, you're not going to have us on Friday. You're not going to have us on Monday, but you'll have us next Wednesday. We will be active on Twitter. You'll see a bunch of us. It'll be like we never left.
That's right.
And so we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, LSUcigars.com. Go get you some cigars before the weekend starts. Don't miss out on them. If you don't get them this weekend, you can try to get them next week before the championship series. Please like and subscribe. If you don't like watching us, you like listening to us, we're anywhere you get your pods. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. See y'all maybe in Omaha for championship weekend. Peace.
No!
Didn't love it today.
It's okay. And we don't get another shot until next Wednesday.
I do like your hat, though.
I do, too. Oh, speaking of hats, real quick, do you think this guy's gonna help y'all at all?
I was about to pick him as my curtain call. I think, look, the White Sox need it. They need the Pope.
You had that thing. Hey, you had that thing queued up, huh? You pulled that up quick.
Yeah, I did. I didn't know where we were going with curtain calls if somebody needed one. I was like, well, this is kind of funny. You couldn't have picked a worse team, though. I mean, you're in Chicago.
But that's,
I know. And somebody quote tweeted goes, I can't believe the Pope knows who Andrew Benintendi is.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's wild to think about.
Yeah, it's a big.
I thought, look, I was about to use it. I wanted them to, look, they need all the prayers they can get.
Great colors, though.
Need all the, it goes with everything.
Yeah.
Need all the prayers they can get.
All right.
All right.
Love y'all.
Love you.
Goodbye.
Bye.